Some sounds you can never forget, especially in a silent movie. 360 degrees of real. A bird's eye view on top of a roof where my eyes were only focused on the streets below, littered with rubble, Marine Corps camouflage soaked with tears, sweat, and blood. Breaking through the barrier of silence was something unfamiliar. It drove me to the edge of the roof where I was greeted by hate, love, life, and death. I was greeted by 12-year-old Sonia with her hand extended out, holding her baby brother close to her side. Bloody and battered, their innocence echoed through their loving mother's cries. Hearts or tears shedded deep from her heart. Sounds of her heart tearing apart penetrated my body, my heart, imprinted in my mind forever. These are the sounds that you never forget. This was war, combat, complete disregard for human life. This was our reality. This is what my recruiter never told me about. January 23rd, 2010, I was haunted by humanity. See, several Marines bled that day, but everyone there was wounded. Just because you couldn't see the wound doesn't mean it wasn't there. Not all wounds can be healed by pressure dressings and stitches from our corpsman, Doc G. See, initiation to warriorhood is conditioning to adapt and overcome. See, at birth, we're all given a toolbox. It's empty. But throughout life, experiences, environments, and conditions, we develop skills, tools, some we use more than often. See, my tools were a conditioning of 2,136 days of training, 712 days of training before I went to my first deployment in Iraq, and 10 days of transitioning to a warrior and civilian. 10 days to unlearn 2,136 days of training. Warriors are trained to kill, but we're not trained to learn to kill, deal with killing. See, coping wasn't one of our tools. My tool that I survived in Afghanistan was a mask that I bared. See, this mask was a mask of dehumanizing and disconnecting from everything I knew was true and real. See, the same mask that saved me in combat nearly came to my demise as I returned home. See, it internalized my hate and my anger towards myself. I was lucky. What took off my mask was the unconditional love and support of those around me. But not all is fortunate. See, warriorhood is a lifelong journey, and that journey doesn't end until the warrior itself becomes a healer. And that journey isn't always supported around society. Check it out. This is my rifle. There are many like it, but this one is mine. I must master it like it's my life. Without me, my rifle is nothing. Without my rifle, I am nothing. The people of the state of California versus Drew Lucas. I was considered a threat to society, dishonored my service. See, crime and incarceration in this state that we live in today, it was a vital aspect to a veteran's own ward. So we have our own ward in penitentiaries. See, I didn't find that out until I was there. We trust a healthcare system that was created to combat disease. See, it was developed to make our life less horrible opposed to more wonderful. See, the sole purpose of a warrior is to uphold and protect everything society holds precious. It's not meant to spread war infection to society. Well, my life has become more wonderful by the quantity and quality of the people support. So, 2,136 days, 712 days of advanced training, 10 days of transitioning. 10 days of transitioning. So, I turned those 10 days, and I found out that, in fact, it was 1,424 days from a Marine to a Matador, right here where I stand. See, I've done so by building a bridge, a social contract, if you will. See, this bridge was put together by compassion, a heavy heart, the service to others. It was put together by empathy. See, let me explain real quick. I turned absurdity into meaning. Meaning through the Blues Project, a peer education group here at CSUN, raising awareness of depression and suicide. I turned isolation into inclusion, becoming a brotherhood of the Sigma Phi Epsilon fraternity. I've turned haunted by the humanity into the witnessing of beauty and hope in each one of your eyes. Simple, kind words from Ruben, Miguel, Julie, Ani. Strangers' words created hope, and inspired me. See, it was a few words from an article of education. They learned what I've been through. You know, today's society, in fact, we lost something. We lost something of ancient time. Where ancient times, cultures, Vietnamese, the Native Americans, the ancient warriors in Africa. The preparation of the community to send the warriors off to war, everyone was involved from beginning to end. Upon returning, the society would come to rituals and spiritual healings so that the warrior did not carry the burden of war by itself. Listen, nobody likes to talk about war. I don't. Civilians don't, but we must. Because the ones that can make change are not watching. We must support veterans through not only education, but also educating the non-veteran community about the responsibilities to their veterans. It doesn't matter who you are. It doesn't matter your trauma. It doesn't matter your pain. Because that in itself is what unifies us. And each of you and me, we can create hope. See, hope is a driving cause for everything in life. To build a bridge is for its people. And there's no reason to build a bridge if the people aren't ready to walk on that. So, in fact, I want to take each and every one of you across this bridge with this. The events of one day will make us change all of our ways. It's something we take to the grave. See, one day, I decided to visit my old friends and reminisce on all our sins. So there I am, Arlington Cemetery, Coors Light in hand. See, my man Smitty used to drink that stuff. I'm more of a whiskey man. So after I poured some out and said, "What's up to the fellas?" I decided to take a little stroll. Tombstones and American flags as far as the eye can see. Amputees and crying mothers-to-be. Even little girls saying, "Bye, Daddy." See, I think that's what got me. All of a sudden, I felt my knees get weak. I stumbled over to a tree. I tucked my head to my knees. I was crying. I was crying like I was 3. All types of strangers tried to console me. But I paid him no mind until this one older gentleman came up to me. No, in fact, see, he was a real OG. Looked like he just got home. Been home since '93. These are the words he spoke to me. "Son, just let it all out. Let it go, because the pain Inside, it never dies, it only hides. As I continue to cry, all made sense to me. The events of one day will make you change all of your ways. It's something we take to the grave. One day, I regretted raising my hand and fighting for this free land. But then again, I wouldn't be the man I am. But I should have figured it was going to send me to a place where the ground blows up wherever you go, where men pick up their friends in pieces. To this day, renders Marines' nights sleepless. A place where innocent children's bodies get torn up. See, gang signs ain't thrown up. People walk up to you and just blow up. It's the type of stuff that makes the hardest men sick to the stomach and throw up, fold up. But hold up. It's the same thing that made me wish I went straight to college instead. We wouldn't have these images of our brothers that are dead. See, college for me, it's as hard as can be. I often question myself, like, why am I really here? I already have a master's degree in life. And the prereqs include at least one combat tour, multiple times hitting the floor and watching my IDs when you kick in the door. Oh, and the final exam, includes a suicide bomber, makes you lose your faith in God. I graduated with a perfect GPA. See, I've been in 3 wars, including one I'm still in today. So Iraq in 08, Afghanistan 09 to 10. The last one's been going on about the past 5 years, my friends. But this one wasn't fought some overseas shore. In fact, it was right here in my head. Waking up the Taliban demons, choking me, standing over my bed. See, I'm not one to cry and boo-hoo. Matter of fact, proud of some of these things I no longer do, which include seeing people that aren't really there. The smells of burning human flesh and hair. The bloody, battered faces of despair. Those are still there. Yeah, and the 2 innocent young children with their mama screaming, pulling out her hair. One day I'll get them up out of there. One day, there's a knock on the door. A folded American flag, a pain to the chest, a stab. See, forget all the love you've ever had. See, a mother, a father, a son, a daughter, a husband, a wife. They drop down to their knees and they scream for their husband's life. Events of one day will make us change all the ways. It's something we take to the grave. One day. Today. Remember all these things I've said. The tears and the bloodshed. There's no need to remember my name. I'm the voice of every combat veteran who came home and felt like they were going insane. Even ashamed. It sounds ridiculous, right? No more than finding this mic. It's helped me sleep at night. See, I'm winning this battle. It's taking all my might. See, I'm turning my pain into possibilities. I'm using to overcome all my rage and hostilities. I'm using to fuel my fire to achieve everything I've ever wanted. Marine to Matador, breaking barriers, civilians to saviors. Let's continue to educate our people and stand as one. Thank you.